channel.
Hello.
Hey, and today Nabangaiza with the Spellcast game. Yeah.
Hi, I am Marren Kwimba, Head of Logistics for Spellcast Media.
I am Andrew Tumbo. I am the creative director and founder of Spellcast Media.
Give us a brief introduction of what Spellcast is and what you guys do.
Okay. Spellcast is basically what I would say is the African Broadway.
For a moment there, I thought I was sitting somewhere on Broadway or the West End watching a musical.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
Is the Kenyan, more localizing it further even to Kenya here, is the Kenyan
Glee?
West End, Kenyan Glee, Kenyan Disney kind of feel. And basically what we deal with is the performance art in all its forms. Actually, not just the performance, but the creative and performance art. So anything that you can think about that has to do with creative and performance art, be it theater, be it live performance, be it concerts, shows on TV, music videos, writing of scripts, makeup, anything that, even driving people to the event, event management and all that. That is, exactly. It's a one-stop shop for all those things. Of course, we are more known for our singing.
Obviously.
That is our
I know you
strongest
guys.
point.
For that.
Yes. But if you actually come and delve within Spellcast, there is space for everybody. There's space for dancers, instrument players, makeup artists, tailors.
Makeup artists.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Makeup artists?
Yes.
I know
Tailors.
a lot of makeup artists.
Yes.
And how did you, why did you start it?
I started Spellcast for many reasons. For one,
How and why did you start it?
how did I start Spellcast? The idea of Spellcast was born when my cousin, in fact you know him, Kwasa.
She knows Kwasa.
You know Kwasa?
I know the name.
Kevin Kwasa. He has the cutest son. They live just along this road here.
Okay.
Yes. We should invite them to Nini one of these days. Anyway, so Kevin Kwasa and I were very passionate about retelling stories of our heroes. And we were working on a script of one specific one that had really engulfed us. This was my final year of university. Gor Mahia was the piece. And even like my projects now, I was writing music based on Gor Mahia and such things. In fact, I wrote the whole score and I finished with it and I sent it to Kwasa. He wrote a script and then we were like, okay, we have the literature. What next?
Yes.
We need a company. A company in the sense of performers who are going to bring this to life. How are we going to do this? We are nobodies in this industry. Who knows us, We're like, you know what, let's just have faith. And we put up an audition call for the Gor Mahia. And we even came up with a name. At first we were like, what should we call ourselves? Spellcaster was actually the name that Kwasa came up with.
Spellcaster.
Yes. And then I was like, why don't we call ourselves Spellcast so that people who are part of Spellcast can be called our Spellcasters. And the whole idea, the whole idea behind it was, whenever spellcasters are performing, they should literally cast a spell on their audience to a point that the audience ceases to remember that they exist in the present and they're so involved on what is happening either on stage or on the screen or wherever, as in they're watching those spellcasters, and be transported into another realm where they believe what is happening is real.
It's real.
Spellcast choir, that's exactly what you did. You cast a spell on the
Gets it. That's
Yeah.
what our name means.
Yes.
Nobody ever gets it. Yeah.
What I love about it is it's quintessentially African.
And even if there's a lion talking, they know lions talk.
Yes.
you know.
Tigers run.
Exactly. And that's how the idea was even born of how to name us and whatnot. On a more personal level, I started Spellcast because I wanted to give an opportunity to people who would have been at the age of the people who had mostly joining Spellcast. So people who were leaving high school, people in first year, second year, we get some third years, fourth year, by that time priorities. So we get some people, and also some people who have not gone into university and are just post-secondary especially. I thought about how there was no institution that had been there for me at that point in my life.
That's true.
And if I had, for example, been given the expertise that we give the spellcasters,
You'll be in a better place.
I would be in a better place.
In Broadway.
And
Hey,
yeah.
my friends.
So, and anyway, maybe it needed to happen that I didn't get that opportunity.
So that you offer that
exactly.
to, yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
So that was the deep-seated feeling
Okay.
for starting Spellcast.
Okay.
As Spellcast continued, there were more and more reasons.
Yeah.
In fact, what I realized, my mom is a counselor by profession, and discussions with her and Spellcast have led me to realize that people don't even come there to sing and act.
Yeah,
People come there to deal with their
issues. Yes.
And music and the arts and performance and just an area that you know you're not being judged and people love you for who you are and for what you bring to the table and the hard work that you put. That's how you're going to be judged. But what religion are you? What sex are you? What color of skin are you? No, that doesn't matter to us. We don't care what financial background you come from. We have, and Spellcast has been a melting pot for people who come from very affluent homes and to people who do not know what they're going to eat for supper.
That is true.
And it brings them together and they even get help. And it's become a family. As in, let's move on to the next question.
We won't stop.
We won't stop.
So guys, if you didn't know, Spellcast made it to the EAGT. Got Talent finals.
We invited her for the live show.
Yeah, but
She was too busy.
Oh my god. But I had voting for this.
I know
guy,
you
by
did.
the
I know
end.
you did.
Yeah. And this guy
In many ways, she was a sponsor. As in all senses of that word.
She was.
Yes.
She was. But anyways, if you guys didn't know that fact, you can go check out their videos on YouTube. Yes. And obviously they have an Instagram page handle called Spellcast Media Ke.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, aside from EAGTV, no? East Africa Got Talent, EAGT.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry. We understand.
Which other big platform have you guys been on? Has Spellcast been on?
Marren?
Please tell us.
There was Machawood, you remember?
there's Machawood.
Yeah.
It was a competition for choirs. It was in Machawood.
Okay.
And you were second.
Yes.
It was.
Wow, you were second.
Yeah. And
We deserved one, but anyway.
even
Obviously.
that music director.
Even on EAGT.
EAGT required.
But you in the
It's
choir.
okay,
Spellcast.
it's
For
okay.
real, in the choir. Yeah.
We have performed for different corporates.
Yeah.
In fact, you remember, we were part of even the Luanda Rockman.
Yes.
The singers. The singers were sourced from Spellcast. What else was there that we were part of? We were part of Robin Hood. We were part of the Jungle.
Robin Hood was awesome.
With Aperture. Was it 2018 or 2019 that we actually didn't even have any concerts?
2019.
2019.
Yes.
We were so busy with gigs, can you believe it? From weddings to corporate performances.
So guys, if you have your weddings,
Yes, please.
these are the people
Any
to call.
graduation,
Everything.
funerals, sadly, but
we will. By the way, we are of the opinion that funerals are not places to be sad.
Yes.
And we really bring that life.
we celebrate life.
Yes.
Hey, where do you guys see yourselves in 3 years?
Hey.
Yeah.
Are we counting 2020?
No, we're not. We're not.
Hey, we are not. So 2023.
Yeah. Say 2023.
Hey, I can see us having a world tour.
Oh, amen.
Yes, please.
I can see Tumbo in his
Elements, like always.
We always say that we have penthouses.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yeah, the house
Me by
penthouses.
2023, I want a tower.
Me too.
Because the penthouse needs to be on top of it.
Yes, and then our cast members, I see them getting good paychecks and actually not having to go to uni to study, whatever they've been called to.
Exactly.
Because they have to.
Yeah.
But Spellcast will be giving them good money. Good
And
money.
you're just paid, you just seated comfortably on your seat.
Yeah, unaenda kuimba.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Akida place, yes.
So,
with a big tour bus, my friend, I just see a
So,
lot for
ikuwe
us.
tu like mukwe professionally spellcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, this is
And that's the point.
Yeah, that's the
Actually,
point.
that's-
Yeah. Okay.
Singing, I would say I started singing from childbirth. My mom tells me I used to cry properly. And you know that rumor for open your lungs when you cry. Yeah. It's not a rumor, it's true. I think it's very true.
Actually, my mom like sing.
Yeah. No, I think it's very true. Because the same mechanism that you use for crying and screaming is the same mechanism that you use to you get. So for me,
makes more sense when you do that.
yeah.
Yes.
So, and then in nursery school, I think my teacher saw something. There was this song in nursery school that we performed once. That was like, there was a performance of it, and me being called Tumbo, they were like, you, playboy na Tumbo. So they put the stomach in me, gave me a djembe. Exactly. So that was my first performance, and I loved it. I just fell in love with it, and I was so natural. And I performed it for the Parents' Day, and from then onwards, they kept on choosing me as a solo. Come primary school, I went to Kuru Primary School, Harambee, and Consolata. I didn't do much singing in Harambee. There was no opportunity.
Obviously, because it was public school.
Exactly.
And public schools don't support.
Not as such. There's no time for that unless you're going for the festival.
That is true.
Which, of course, what time
Isn't
did I have
much,
for that?
yeah.
Primary school. But when I went to Consolata, that was class 6, 7, and 8. There was a music teacher called Miss Fernandez, and first of all, she started teaching us the recorder, and we would sing every Friday. She would be there leading the assembly. And if you know Merioli Mungai, actually, she goes to All Saints Cathedral. She is yes, she is one of the best sopranos in our country, not just on the continent right now. She was my classmate, and Miss Fernandez would have this thing for music lessons where you just come and sing. Yeah. And I started just singing or playing the piano. Yeah. And I started being ranked amongst those singers, like the good singers of the class and whatnot. Like, okay, this could be something. Yeah. Come Seko, that's when now songwriting and arrangement and composing.
Which Seko is this?
Stratford. I went to Stratford School. Now Stratford didn't have music at all. It didn't even have arts, so to speak. The closest thing we had to art was geography.
Because in choir,
So, Strat, I meet the choir. That's the only musical aspect that happens. It sings for mass and it also takes part in the music festival.
Yeah, that's true.
And I get there and I start listening to arrangements of the choir, how voices play with each other. There was my biology teacher who even gave me a classical CD, Mr. Owino. To date, I'll never forget, of sopranos singing and the Handel Messiah. And I'm like, oh wow, this can happen. Yeah. Then we go to the festival and I meet the Cubs choir. Oh my God.
I was in Cubs, by the way.
Oh my
For 2
God.
years.
Oh my God.
3.
They changed my opinion about music. Why? I think that's where I fell in love.
They're not fun.
They were amazing.
They are amazing.
They were amazing. They were amazing, but that doesn't mean that Cubs wasn't amazing.
Exactly. You can't compare the two.
Yeah.
You can't compare the two.
So, Seko, I was that person who during first I'm not vibing, I'm seated antisocially in the halls, listening to the songs.
Because you were interested in.
I was so interested in
more than who.
Exactly. And then of course my mother was constantly supporting my music. In primary school, in nursery, actually she bought me a small toy piano, a grand piano, a tiny one. And of course that started building my curiosity. In class 8 she bought me a keyboard. When I joined university, Maseno, I had been called for media, mass comm. And I did it for 1 year and I was like, it's I can do it. I put my mind to it, but it's not for me. I even started sneaking and going to the music classes. And they're like, how would we even help you? You didn't do music in Seko. You didn't even have it. But I'm like, I'll work. And I told my mom, I was very afraid about telling her, but she was so supportive. She was like, do what your heart is in. You'd rather not spend at least 4 years doing something you don't want to do. And I got my first class at the end of it all, I'm like,
yes, guys. FYI, I hang with junior and Chopin.
So So yeah, that's been my musical journey. So in university is where I really studied composing and arranging, and I had the opportunity as well now when working with choirs and working with schools.
You really focused on it in compose. Now that you've mentioned that your mother supported you in buying your first instrument, my sister here had to save. I don't know for how many years to get her first guitar because she was really into this, into art, music. She's really in love with music. Wow.
The music journey is a tough one.
You're so lucky.
It's a tough journey.
Yeah. Now I'm saving for a piano.
Oh, for real?
M-Pesa number?
Yes, please. We are opening a GoFundMe for Spellcast.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so sponsor, Masponyo, Changamkeni. And Tumbo, do you give private lessons?
Yes. I normally say...
What's the age limit? Do you have an age limit?
If you want to give me your 1 year old, bring them and find a way.
Okay.
My opinion is as soon as you can talk, you can sing.
Wow.
Yes.
So even if you're doing we'll find something.
That's a language.
And music is not a classful art. As in, it doesn't place it. Ni kama corona. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're young, if you're old, if you're rich, if you're poor, there's a way music will still connect. I normally say that just like Spellcast. I mean, Spellcast is my heart, and then teaching now is my brain. I've taught in many schools. I've taught in Premium. I've taught in Strathmore. I've worked with M-Pesa Foundation Academy. I've worked with Green Stairs. I've worked with Nisula. Very many schools all over the place.
Music festivals.
I've even gone as far as Meru School.
Wow.
So, but now I'm in so nowadays though I'm not into academia as such. I love teaching, but it's not where my heart is. But I still give private lessons. I do music, I do voice, I do them on Zoom, I do them on WhatsApp, I even do them on Instagram if you want me to do them on Instagram. I do Luo, I do French, I do music theory. No, Luya I don't know, maybe you can teach me. I'm currently learning German and very soon I'll start even giving the German lessons.
Wow. Yes. Amazing. Quite crazy. Hey, of the shows and plays you've staged, which one remains your best? As you personally and also as a group?
As a group, I don't know. People are different.
As Spellcast,
what we have done was just all Afropella. I loved Afropella. I didn't perform, but I was expectant. It was just ready to pop. But not only it was after I gave birth. And when I went, I was so blown away. The performance was amazing.
Do you think maybe it has to do with the fact that maybe you are from, seclusion then?
No. It was okay. I expected it to be really good, but it was better than really good. Amazing. It was Afropella. It was the best.
For me, it was actually the previous Spellcast, before the Spellcast broke up. It was Mekatilili Wamenza, because that kind of story is why I started Spellcast in the first place. To tell stories of these heroes and heroines. I always say that we are celebrating Black Panthers, we are celebrating Spider-Man, yet we have our Godmahias, we have our Namongo Mumias, we have our Mekatilili Wamenzas that we know really nothing about. And that, I think that's why it was special to me. Not because of even level of performance or what, but the fact that that was the first of its kind of the story that we wanted to tell as Spellcast. That was the first realization towards that step. That achievement towards that dream. Yes.
What is the biggest challenge Spellcast faces as a group? Or as a family? I can't call you guys as a group because you're a family.
There is funding, and funding to many regards.
Funding is a really important factor.
It's very.
In any dynamic.
Exactly.
Be it a relationship.
True.
Yes. Finances are
sponsors ni muhimu.
Ni muhimu sana.
Yes.
Sana tusidanganye kwa who's to judge? Money is quite God is the ultimate judge. Yeah.
So I was saying, yeah, there's funding, and then I would also say proximity.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think, and that's one of the biggest dreams that we have, if we were all together in one space, and we've even seen it, like whenever we are together in one space, so much productivity happens.
Yeah.
That if I think, like, what about if we were together in one space for 1 year?
Yeah.
I know.
Continuously.
You know,
Yes.
there's so much
Without
that we
any
want to
break.
do. Yeah, and actually that's one of the things that we're really looking forward to. Like, if we can get a Spellcast house, you know,
Yeah.
where maybe we can
Somewhere
house
to
10
scroll.
people. Yeah, you're exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, of course, now funding in the terms of there are members within Spellcast who goes through such financial hardship, and there's nothing much that we can do about it. It's
And
really
it's-
so much.
It hurts.
And it has
It
that we
does.
cannot do.
Anything about it.
That there's somebody who is even afraid to say that they are not going to be able to eat
It's
supper.
something.
That their family has nothing to put on the table that
Yeah.
night. And it's so sad that
Yeah.
they are our members and we cannot do that much for them. Of course, I'm not saying that we do not do.
You do.
We do. But there's so
try
much
your
more that
level
you want
best.
to do. Their children
Yeah.
are dropped out of school.
That is true.
in Spellcast
That is
because their
true.
families cannot
Afford.
afford the school fees.
Mm-hmm.
There are people whose parents have relocated altogether and left
That
you
is
to
true.
your devices.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, we
Yes.
are gone. So you
Yeah.
either come with me to Shands
Or-
or you find a way for yourself.
Yeah, and labda si watu wa
Yeah.
Shands, so they're like, you know what, I'm a hustle my way in this
And then-
city.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then people who also just come from such abusive parental backgrounds. And you can't tell them,
And sometimes
toka
it's-
huko,
yes,
kuja
sometimes-
uishi na mimi.
And sometimes it's not even physical abuse,
And sometimes it is.
and sometimes
even
it's
harder,
yeah,
you know.
sometimes it's emotional and
Emotional is even worse.
And you
and
know-
you can be sure that if physical is happening, emotional.
emotional
Definitely.
is definitely happening
Yeah.
to many
So
young girls.
there's not
And
much
boys
that
like
we can do, but we do what we can.
Yeah.
But God willing, and I know God is willing.
Yes.
God does
It
not like
is.
seeing his children suffer.
Mm.
We will get to a point where we will be able to cater. We will be able to tell him, move out of that harmful situation, move into the Spellcast house. You know?
Yes.
Move out, or you go
Yeah.
back to school to
Yes.
learn media history.
Yes. Mm.
Or you, at your parent can't do what we will.
Ati hauna transport ndio hii.
Ati mami ana shida gani?
Mm.
Let's do it for
I'm
her.
sort
Wacha
out.
tukufungulie kakioska,
Yeah.
you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that keep me up at night and put me in dark places. But it also serves as a motivation. Yeah. So I'm not going
It's your
to
biggest
be sad
motivation.
about it. Instead, I'm going to work hard and make sure that this is realized.
And make sure that Spellcast wins as a family.
Yes.
Have you ever thought of going solo, like in a solo direction? Because sometimes handling groups is tricky.
Handling groups is tricky.
Yeah.
I love it though. I
Yeah.
love the dynamic of groups.
But it's also
I love the dynamics of what you can do with a big
with the big group.
But yes, actually, I would think that, frankly, my desire even to start Spellcast
Yeah.
was from that desire to be a solo artist eventually, you know, at some point. And it might be fear, or it might be me overthinking.
fear.
But yes,
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
quite done something by myself, and something that actually I've thought about this year. I was supposed to do my first solo concert. We even booked the venue to the Braeburn Theatre in August, and then Corona decided, no, it's not this year. I'm sorry.
Correct.
Yes. It cancelled our first concert after we had not had very many concerts.
Yeah. Kwanza, you know, this girl used to pester me. Okay, see, pester. But she used to tell me, Chelsea, March 14th.
Imagine.
March. Oh my God. I'm like, I was so broke at that time, but I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Hata kama sitaweza kuja with my better half,
Yeah.
nitakam solo.
And this superstition about
And-
Friday 13th took such a different
And
meaning
by
for us.
then,
Because that's the day it was cancelled. We were told no public gatherings.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then on that same
Yeah.
day, that's true.
We were
Kwanza,
actually
it
on
was
our way to
supposed be-
Greenstead. There's another festival that was going there.
Like,
They
so you
called
guys
us
are
from
super
there.
booked.
Yeah.
They called us from there. Yeah, actually it was such a crazy
Oh
weekend.
my
Because
goodness.
we were leaving half of them here to finish this half.
Then
we
the
were
other
going there,
family-
and
yeah.
then we were going to come back and join the other ones on Sunday
Wow.
for the
Imagine.
big show.
Safaricom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call us, they're telling us, hey, we just stop the bus. you might want to just go back. But then they will near that and
Imagine,
they say, just come.
They stopped. They were coming back to Nairobi. Then I went.
The music teacher was like, you might as well just come. We celebrate before children are sent home, you know. Because children
And that was a good thing because it's a lockdown, you're part of home. Oh my God.
Imagine that. So we came back. We went back to our homes and started this quarantine 5 months later.
Imagine.
So obviously with the ban on public gatherings, live performances, people are not going to prioritize the performers over the guests who are supposed to be there. They're supposed to be 60 people. Let's say weddings, funerals, same thing. Just the same thing. People, money also is short. Nightclubs,
any businesses have been affected big time.
Nothing. Musicians who would call us like Kidum, who would perform with at things like Nini, Macha, what was this? The road show, the Koinange road show that we performed with. Such events down the drain. You know, it's been really tough, like business-wise. On the other hand, it has forced us into such a creative space. Because now we're also preparing for the upside of it opening up.
You guys are thinking big.
There's so many projects that we have put on hold because we did not have the time because we were gigging constantly or preparing for a concert.
So everyone is just settled.
But the music festival season is there, so nothing can happen. We are all preparing in schools and whatnot. So this gave us a lot of time to isolate and a lot of time to sit with our thoughts and bring to fruition a lot of projects that we have been putting on hold. And in fact, one of the big projects that we actually did in this seclusion is an anthem that we were part of. It's the Ubumunhu Festival that's going to run actually from the name Ubumunhu.
There's no
The team in Rwanda is So even that beautiful dance of theirs is called Inhore, but it is written Intore.
Inhore.
Yes.
Okay.
So Ubumunhu. There was a group in East African Got Talent. It was written as Intayoverana, but it's read as Inhayoverana.
Hey Tumbo, how many languages do you know?
I speak English, Kiswahili, Dolo, French, fluently. No, Luya is the one I can make my way through Spanish and Italian through French. I'm learning German, so
I haven't touched
I'm just
people,
going
guys.
We are your runway. Step on us.
I agree.
Wait, this is a kids show.
No.
Anyway, so what was I saying? We were part of this festival, and the curator of the festival is Hope Azeda. We met her at East Africa's Got Talent. She was the staging director. She was the Tumbo of East Africa's Got Talent. She's like the creative director, and she'll come, give us tips here.
So much respect for her.
She, as her name says, she's just a ball of hope.
Wow.
And she pushed us even to do, and not just us, actually now when I think about it in hindsight, I have such respect for this woman. She's a force of nature. She pushed collaborations from artists from, I think, 8 different countries around the world. Brazil, there were some dancers from Brazil, there were some people from, if I'm not wrong, there's some people from Spain, there's people UK, there was a Hebrew singer from Israel, there's a singer from Canada, of course there's Rwanda, as we're representing Kenya. And it's a free festival, actually. It's an online festival, 17th to the 19th of this month. That's in one day, You just go and register. Ubumunhu Festival. If you follow us on Spellcast, you'll see we've been highlighting it a lot as well.
Spellcast Media Ke.
Spellcast Media Ke. You can register online. It's a free festival, but of course you can feel free to contribute. You can buy a lot of items from the festival.
Yes, feel free, guys. Feel free to support Spellcast Media Ke because they are so amazing, yet so underrated. I don't get why such amazing groups are so underrated.
We don't mind it because we are not doing it for the cloud.
That is
there's a long game that we're playing.
True.
We are not even doing it for the local attention. If we get it, well and good.
Your
if
market
to our local audience, well and good. But the kind of change that we're trying to make is a change from the international level.
Yes.
A change that can say that African children who may not have had that same facility to reach these levels did it by just hope. Did it by just dreaming. A change that will make Broadway and West End call us and say, yo, we want to give you a residency here, but how are you doing it? Yeah. Can you come and give us a master class? You know, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because what we are doing, and with the budgets that we have, and then they have all the budgets.
Right, the one.
Yeah. And they would still not be able to do what we are doing. That's the kind of change we want to see. That's the kind of game as we are aiming for. That's the kind of clout we want.
Yes. Woohoo! So guys, we've come to the end of this video. But before we call it quits, the Spellcast gang.
Yeah, casting spells.
Next time we'll bring everybody.
Actually,
Yes, we have to. We'll work on that.